Welcome to the Post Credits Podcast, where we talk about movies after the credits roll. My name is Jesse.
I'm Max.
And I'm Logan.
And today, let's go. It's a me Mario because it's the second Mario movie, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This is technically the third, which is technically the fourth Mario movie that has been released. Don't do it again.
Sorry, I don't know why I found that so funny.
And this is the second in like the Illumination continuity of Mario movies. Illumination.
Wait, there's four of them.
Yeah, so
What was the fourth one?
So, I mean, we all know about the Super Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins, and then these two, the Super Mario Bros. Movie that came out in 2023, and then the Super Mario Galaxy movie in 2026, which is the one that we're reviewing today. There was a Japanese animated Mario movie that released before the Bob Hoskins movie that not many people know about, but it existed.
Is that
Oh.
like a spin-off thing of the Super Show or
No,
something
no,
different?
it was like it was completely different. It was very, very early on in like video game adaptations as a whole.
Mhm. At what point was that, like, how many games had come out?
So it was 1986, which was like I don't know what you want to consider Mario games, but the character of Mario was created in 1980, and the first Super Mario Brothers game was released in
1980.
1980.
What?
And the first
I thought that was way like before that.
Dude, Pong was released in 1972.
72, yeah.
Like
What?
we do not have a long
Atari
timeline for
is
video
old,
games.
yeah.
Wow.
So, okay, quick background on the character Mario.
Okay,
Because
because I've only background for me in the Mario series. I've played Super Mario Galaxy, weirdly enough, which is the movie we're talking about, and I've seen obviously the 2023 one. I've seen the whatever garbage the original
Bob
one was.
Hoskins.
Yeah, the Bob
Yeah.
Hoskins one.
I've
But yeah,
seen-
other than that, I had no idea about any of those.
My experience with Mario, I've played it pretty much all the main NES and SNES games as a kid, like all the original like copies of them for the actual system because my dad saved those for me to play, and I also had a 3DS, so I played not any of the new Super Mario Bros. Except New Super Mario Bros. 2 and Mario Maker, so and also Yoshi's Island 2 for 3DS.
yeah, so I know probably too much about Mario. Like I'm a big video game person. I love video games. I love their history. I know a lot about this stuff. I've played, I think, every single mainline Mario game. There's questions as to what counts as a mainline Mario game, and I could list all of them that I consider right now, but I won't. But I'm just gonna say 2D, 3D platformers starting from Super Mario Brothers in 1985.
Are you not counting the Mario Brothers original?
I've played the Mario Brothers original arcade game, so whether or not you count it is kind of a moot point.
I would kind
Yeah.
of because it's the same character, just like the original.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
so-
But I've also played Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr., which both have
Yeah.
Mario in them.
Yeah.
I've played both of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're not counting Mario Party and Mario Kart.
So yes, no spin-offs. Mario
'Cause
Party,
those are-
Mario
Because I
Kart.
know those are technically not canon, just because, I mean, if you look at canon, like, you physically cannot have.
Canon in the Mario series is loose as it is anyway, but none of the
Yeah.
spin-offs. Like no Mario Sports, no Mario Party. I've played a lot of those games, but not all of them. The only Mario mainline game that I have yet to play, I haven't beaten all of them, but I've at least played all of them except for New Super Mario Brothers 2 on the 3DS.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, but like I've played Galaxy. I grew up more with Galaxy 2, honestly, than I did with
Mhm.
Galaxy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I never had a
um,
Wii U or anything, so I never got to
Yeah,
play any of the Galaxy ones.
yeah, Mario Galaxy was the only Mario game I ever played for the longest time. And then when I was a little bit older, I played Mario Kart. And then obviously we came here. One of the first things we did was play Mario Kart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So that was fun.
it's true. So let me run down a quick history of the character Mario. The character Mario was invented by Shigeru Miyamoto ostensibly in 1980 with the game Donkey Kong, the arcade game, the birth of Mario, and the character Donkey Kong, who was in the first Mario movie.
Oh.
And that was an arcade game. And then they made a sequel to it. They made a whole series out of it. There was Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., and then Donkey Kong 3. By Donkey Kong 3, they had eschewed Mario as the protagonist of the series and brought in Sam the Bugman, who I'm sure you're all intimately familiar with.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Sam the Bugman. Who could
Hey, Siri.
forget?
Hey
Yeah.
Siri, who's Sam the Bugman?
And yeah, so Mario then split off and to do his own thing with the Mario Brothers arcade game, and eventually Nintendo launched their line of home video, or not home video, but rather home consoles in Japan called the Family Computer. In America, the video game market had completely died because of how terrible a lot of the games for the predominant consoles were and how similar they were. So America was completely non-existent in the video game sphere. So it was just Japan for a while there, and Nintendo was kind of building up their catalog of games on the family computer until they were ready for their release of the Nintendo Entertainment System in North America, which was to be the thing that brought video games back to North America. And the big selling point of that console was Super Mario Brothers
Wow.
on the NES. That came out in 1985, and that is the prototypical, the quintessential Mario
2D
game.
platformer.
Literally, yes. I mean, it is what almost every game right now is based on a game that was on the NES. That was one of the most influential consoles of all time. Super Mario Brothers is one of the most influential games of all time. It's one of the most influential games for the platformer, and certainly defined that genre and what it would look like moving forward. In 1986, which was 1 year after they did Super Mario Brothers, that was when the animated movie released, which codified some things that we know about Mario now, things like Luigi being taller than Mario. They were the same sprite in most games. And then that carried over to the United States version of Super Mario Brothers 2, which was actually a reskin of a Japanese game that they just put Mario characters over. Because the actual Super Mario Brothers 2, which is called Super Mario Brothers 2: The Lost Levels, was too hard for American audiences, and they didn't re-release that until the Super Nintendo days. And, you know, I could go on and on and on and on about these games, but what's important is that Mario continues to be Nintendo's most, technically, their most popular character. I say technically because they also own the largest multimedia franchise on the planet, which is Pokemon, which isn't Mario, but that is also co-owned by Game Freak and the Pokemon Company, so that's like a whole thing.
Yeah. Where does Zelda and Kirby fall into that?
So I mean, Zelda is probably their number 2 franchise. Definitely a prototype for action games and kind of this half RPG style, because a lot of RPGs became these really heavy like JRPG style games with a lot of XP mechanics and level ups and a lot of things that you see in modern RPGs. The Zelda series is an RPG in the traditional sense, but without most of the mechanics that make an RPG an RPG. And yeah, so Zelda came out in 1986 on the Family Computer Disk System, which was an upgrade to the Family Computer that they released, and then came to America the year after. Kirby would be a little later and carried by a completely different creative head. It was not developed by Shigeru Miyamoto. And these series all continue on and still get releases to this day. A new Kirby game just released very recently called Kirby Air Riders. A new Zelda game released last year called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. A new Mario game, a re-release of a Mario game released like a couple weeks ago. They re-released Super Mario Brothers Wonder for the Switch 2. But like, you know, these are their big series. I wouldn't count Kirby among their big series, actually. I would say that Metroid takes that 3rd spot. But, you know, these are big franchises. And Mario is the biggest of all. Mario is the mascot of Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
It is
Without a doubt, I would say.
It's no surprise that when you look at what characters you want to adapt from a Nintendo franchise, you have to start with Mario.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the first, and maybe now you would look at it and start with Pokemon, but when the first Mario movie came out, Pokemon hadn't released yet. The first Pokemon game came out in 1996.
What?
And the first
1996?
Yeah, that
I
was
would have again. I thought like this is all new to me. I thought this was like way like in my mind that was like way before.
I mean, that's when the first game or the show came out?
the first Pokemon game came out in 1996.
96.
96.
That doesn't look like a 96.
yeah. That's what
That's
I would.
not something you would. That's like kind of weird.
The game, you mean?
The game.
So the game was released on a handheld.
Yeah.
It wasn't a home console. Handhelds were like 10 times less powerful than home consoles at the
Okay.
time.
Like you talking like Game Boys or
Like
something?
literally, no, it was released on the Game Boy.
Oh,
yeah. I
Which
know about
slipped my
those.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Game Boy had less processing power than an NES. It couldn't. It was literally monocolor. It was a black and white system.
Hmm.
It like had various shades of gray, I suppose, but you couldn't do color on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
That's why they needed the Game Boy Color. It had so
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I've never
Yeah.
actually played a Pokemon game.
that's another one where I've
I
played
haven't
most of
either.
them. I've played most of
I used to have I had the cards, and I always call it the Charizard incident, where I had a Charizard EX, and I didn't the stupid kid I was didn't realize how valuable it was, at least to other people, and some dude I was friends with was like really into Pokemon and like tricked me into giving it to him,
Oh.
Ooh.
and I got like a crappy card, and he got my Charizard EX, and that was the end of Pokemon.
Tisk tisk.
Yeah, one of not my proudest moment. But yeah, every time I think of Pokemon, I just think back to that and I laugh.
Yeah, but
Cost
yes.
thousands of dollars.
So
It's
I'm
funny.
I'm always happy to chat about like video game history and all that stuff. I love it, but
We
we
gotta fast
should-
forward.
yeah, we should get around to the question.
Oh yes,
How did you guys hear about this movie?
the usual question.
I have no idea. I never saw the first one, so
Oh really?
but I guess heard about it as much as like when it became like mainstream as like when it was first like heavily advertised, I guess, as much as any other Illumination project is.
Yeah,
So I couldn't tell you specifics, but like in that general range. Nothing I haven't really followed it or anything. I just knew, oh, I guess there's another Super Mario movie coming out.
yeah. I heard about this before they even announced it. I watched the first movie, didn't like it, and then I saw the end credit scene, which was obviously a sequel like teaser in case they wanted to make another one because they had the material for it. And then there was a point at which this movie was rumored to be called Super Mario World.
Oh, I remember that.
But
Yeah.
then that didn't happen, and it was revealed to be called Galaxy in a Nintendo Direct. And as they kept revealing more and more information about this thing, I grew less and less excited.
Yeah. Yeah, as of where I came from, at least for hearing about this one. So yeah, I did see the first one when it came out. It was one that it came out at a time where I was starting to like predict what movies made like would cross like the $1 billion club as they call it. And not a lot of people had the first one on their list for 23. And believe it or not, Mario Brothers was one of two, the other one being Barbie that crossed the mark. And looking back, I mean, after what you said about Mario, it makes sense. I guess a lot of people just didn't realize it at the time that people were just that excited for a Mario movie at that time.
Yeah.
And I guess the marketing really helps for that one, and I guess for this one too. I guess I'll allude to later. But yeah, I remember when this one was called Super Mario World. I always keep notes to myself about like what's coming out, and I still have a note that says Super Mario World as the title of this one. But yeah, I was following some of the casting for a little bit. I got excited when I saw Benny Safdie was playing Bowser Jr. I thought that was kind of cool. Not like super excited. I mean, I enjoyed the first one, but it's not perfect by any means. I'm sure we'll get into that later. But yeah, just one. It was on my. It was. I guess it was in my head for a while, but it was never one that I was like rushing to theaters to seek out.
So yeah, unless we have anything more to say, maybe we can jump into the plot. 'Cause,
If
Yeah.
there's one.
yeah, I mean we're right, but like, I do just want to preface before the plot. There are a lot of references in this movie.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Really?
I'm gonna be going through and retelling to you as many as I can remember. But no, there are so many, it's impossible to capture them all in one like episode. Also, if you look in the background of any shot in this movie, there are characters from about 50,000 different Mario games there.
No, yeah.
So
Oh
like,
yeah. Even I caught some. That's just someone who's like a casual like.
and
I
Star
like the game.
Fox is there for some reason, but we'll get to that
oh my
later.
god. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
well,
before we get to that, can you enlighten me on, the Mario cosmology as it stands in the original Mario Galaxy movies, just so I can get a frame of reference? Because
The
Kinda
original
lost on that.
the original Mario is as simple as they come. Bowser has kidnapped Princess Peach. It's up to Mario and Luigi. Well, actually, he hasn't kidnapped Princess Peach in the movie. He does in the video games. In the movie, he's captured Luigi. Mario and Luigi are plumbers from Brooklyn. They fall into a warp pipe now they're in Mario Land, which is weird that it was called that because Mario
I mean, like
wasn't
the
there.
Mario Galaxy games.
The games, I mean, there's not much to tell that you would necessarily need to know for the movie, I don't think. Rosalina is this sort of ethereal protector of the cosmos. Until she starts going karting with the rest of the gang, we don't really know what she's all about. We know that she is, on some level, mother to the Lumas, who are these little star creatures that, what do? I don't know. They're powerful, I guess. And she is in some way in charge of them or mother to them. And through that, she uses some power to protect the cosmos. I don't know what that means really. It's unclear, but it's deliberately unclear in the games.
Okay, that just sounds like what the movie is. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movie
it's not too different. Doesn't
the
stray
movie
too far.
doesn't get a lot. There's a lot that it doesn't get about Rosalina, correct? But there's very little source material for actually who Rosalina is and what her physical role is in the cosmos of Mario. Just that she's effectively space princess, but she is not the damsel in distress that Peach is. That's the big thing that sets her apart. You know, Peach and Daisy have both been damsels in distress in their own games. Not Rosalina. It's almost never about saving Rosalina. In fact, I don't think it's ever about saving Rosalina. Often you're working very closely with Rosalina to collect power stars to save Princess Peach. Speaking of Princess Rosalina, we start on Princess Rosalina. Princess Rosalina is in the Comet Observatory. Yay! The Comet Observatory is the spaceship that serves as the hub world for the Super Mario Galaxy game, and that is also where she lives. She is attacked by a machine that is a boss in the Mario Galaxy called Megaleg, and piloting the Megaleg is Bowser Jr., voiced by Benny Safdie. By the way, Princess Rosalina is voiced by Brie Larson, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was I don't know, that was a casting that was like not that far from the release of the movie.
Yeah.
At least when they said that.
And Bowser Jr. first appeared in Super Mario Sunshine, I believe. But he has some weird powers here. In Super Mario Sunshine, he has the power to spread evil ink with a brush that can turn into evil clones of Mario that chase him down and kill him. And he also has a bandana. That bandana is a mainstay of his character design, but the specific way they use the bandana in this movie is reminiscent of his role in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And Bowser Jr. wants Rosalina because he's going to use her power to destroy the universe.
Cool.
Why? You live in the universe.
That's okay.
But
I'm just trying to think. It's like so generic of a plot line. I can't believe that it's all there is to it.
it really is.
So I'm just trying to justify it in my mind.
Nope.
Like, it
there's-
was
there's not good
weirdly
justification for it.
generic.
Yeah, I mean, and then
I thought it was like a reference to the game.
no, even the
No.
Mario games, who are not known for their story, don't typically stray into the realm of destruction for destruction's sake. Bowser's motivation is almost always directly tied to his undying love for Princess Peach. So, you know, this is even generic for Mario games. But we also see Rosalina. She's telling bedtime stories to the Lumas, but the bedtime stories she's telling are of Mario and Luigi saving Peach. And yes, Rosalina sends a Luma, those little star guys, to the Mushroom Kingdom to look for Peach, the real Peach, that is. And then we get a scene of Mario and Luigi, and they're in the Sand Kingdom. The Sand Kingdom is an in-game location from Super Mario Odyssey, and in this version of the Sand Kingdom, we have all the locals, and there is the inverted pyramid, which has crashed in this universe. It's floating in the game. And then they go into the inverted pyramid because someone says that there's a monster living in there. They find that monster, and it's
Yoshi, voiced by
Yoshi.
none other than
Donald-
Childish
Just
Gambino.
Childish Gambino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Donald Glover voices Yoshi, who I,
That's funny casting.
I didn't mind. I heard like not so great things about it beforehand. Like, oh, they made his voice like too weird, too cutesy.
I don't know.
That's eh.
That's exactly what Yoshi sounds like in the
It,
games.
it's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought he did fine. I mean,
But-
he's basically
nothing
like
to complain about.
he's like Nintendo's Groot almost.
Donald Glover voices Yoshi in the same way that Kate Blanchett voices the monkey from Pinocchio. Like,
Yeah, or like
Yoshi has one line, and it's Yoshi.
yes,
And then all of that performance is done in post, essentially, tweaking him to sound like Yoshi.
yeah, it's like a Vin Diesel with Groot.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're literally just I am Groot. Like that's all that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah. And so they have Yoshi now, and no one's really happy about Yoshi except for Yoshi, Mario, and Luigi, and not me. Yoshi, by the way, made his first appearance in Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and has been a mainstay of the Mario franchise ever since, even getting his own standalone games.
Probably Yoshi's Island is probably
Yoshi's,
at my number one or number two on classic Mario games.
yeah, Yoshi's Island is a big one. Whether or not it counts as part of the Mario series, that's not for us to discuss. It's difficult, but yeah. So they ask like, "Oh, Yoshi, what happened? Like, how'd you get here?" And then Yoshi tells this whole story about how he was hatched in Brooklyn, and then we run through all the scenes from Brooklyn in the original movie, but Yoshi's there. And then he got sucked into a warp pipe, but then it's revealed that he was just saying Yoshi, Yoshi, Yoshi the whole time, so nobody knew what the story he was saying. And yeah, then it's revealed that Bowser has been shrunken down to the size of a pea, and he's living in a makeshift castle where he makes art. He's still voiced by Jack Black, if you were curious.
And Mario, of course, by Chris Pratt, and Luigi by Charlie Day, who I will say I'm glad he got as much screen time as he did, as many lines as he did, because like I love Charlie Day as an actor, like as a voice. It's so like iconic and good to hear. Like as a It's Always Sunny fan, like
Mhm.
I could just hear Charlie the character from the show in Luigi, and I really enjoyed that.
It's also great because Charlie Day gets about 3 total lines in the original. Like,
Yeah,
they really don't utilize
I heard
him
about
much.
Yeah.
that, so I was glad to.
Because
hear
like
that.
the point of the first
This
one is like
one.
Luigi gets kidnapped, and so
Right.
there's a part of the movie where Luigi's Mansion reference, but like there's not really much they do
Yeah,
with Luigi. This movie there's more of him, if you can say that.
there's some
Or at least he and Mario are together.
Yeah, there's some speculation that the next Mario movie is actually going to be a Luigi's Mansion movie.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, so then Bowser, before Bowser Jr. comes, because he will come later, but the Luma arrives first and tells Princess Peach, voiced by Anya Taylor-Joy, about the situation. Princess Peach, through a wildly reckless decision, decides to follow this Luma into space. That's a normal thing to do. The Luma turns into a warp star, which is a power they canonically have within the Mario universe, but makes no sense because they don't bother explaining it.
Yeah, because it makes sense if you're a fan of the games, but it just kind of happens in the movie. You're like, what?
Okay.
What?
A warp star is a thing where you jump into it and then it shoots you off in a direction or a little arc, and you can go to space like that. I don't
Right.
know how she knew what that was or how to trust it. Usually they're linked up in chains, and basically she goes to space. And now Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are left to their own devices to defend the kingdom, and they do
Mhm.
so.
There was, you forgot the part when they
I
met,
forgot the part.
when they referenced Super Mario 64 with that letter,
Oh God, yes.
and
So
they called
recreate.
and they called Mario Mustache for some reason. I thought that was a reference.
It's not.
What? Why?
I don't know. They recreate.
Okay.
They recreate the opening shot of Super Mario 64 because Peach leaves him a letter. Peach is always leaving Mario letters. That's something she does not only in Super Mario 64 but also in Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2. She's always sending him letters that give him coins and 1-ups and stuff. And
Is it in that same format as in 64?
no, not even close. You get
So
it from,
that's what it was referencing.
yeah, it was 100% referencing that. You get it from a male toad.
But Mario did not get cake.
No
No,
cake.
Not
But
this time.
Yeah.
the cake was a lie.
So
So
is that a Portal
Wrong
reference?
video game.
Portal reference.
could I be referencing anything other than Portal?
What about Portal 2?
I always think there's 3. I don't know why.
I always think
I wish
there's
there was
3.
I always think there's a prequel, but
but
there's a,
well,
there is
there's
a-
snap out of
there's
it.
Aperture Desk Job.
yeah, I think that's what I was thinking about.
Anyway,
Anyway,
anyway, they released
different video
they
game.
released Half-Life 3 for the PC on Steam yesterday. So
Yeah,
exciting
good.
stuff. Please go check it out. I bought it. I had a lot of fun with it. So please go and check it out.
so yeah,
April Fools, by the way, that's super fake, and
Eh,
Gabe is never gonna release it, is he?
so
Okay, just ignore me. Just leave me to my.
Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi figure out where there's problems around the kingdom because they have a little problem tracker that flashes red, and that the problem tracker is in the shape of the world map from Super Mario World.
Clever.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And then Bowser Jr. comes and attacks the castle, and he actually
Yeah.
lifts the castle
Benny
into
Safdie.
space. But then he drops the castle into well, so Mario and Luigi had restored Bowser to his previous size. I
By
don't.
stepping on him.
Yeah. So
'Cause that
So Bowser makes mention that he's tiny because of the power of the blue mushroom. The blue mushroom is the mini mushroom. It's a power-up that debuted in New Super Mario Bros. DS that turns you small. And the thing with turning you small is that in certain levels, you can only get to certain areas to get collectibles while small, but you die in one hit. And you get a higher jump, and you can run on walls. Well, you can't run on walls. You can run on water. You can't run on walls. But you only get one hit. I think the idea is that once they hit Bowser, he either dies and respawns to his normal size, or they just messed it up and they think that the small was a power up, so when he gets hit, he loses the power up.
Yeah, I
They
can't really explain that one.
didn't consult Miyamoto for that one, I guess.
No, I guess not.
Probably not. But basically, now Bowser's back to normal, but he's with Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, and then Bowser Jr. drops the castle into a place called Honey Hive Galaxy. Honey Hive Galaxy is a level from both the original and Galaxy 2.
What if you just skip the fact that Bowser like smooches Mario? That was
Yeah,
weird.
he does.
I cringed so badly. In
A
the
lot
theater. I
of
was like,
weird stuff. That
a lot of smooching happening in this
A lot of
movie, like a
hugging.
Yeah,
a
and then-
weird amount of smooching.
yeah, there is a lot of that. Yeah, I don't know what the writers were thinking.
But yeah, so Honey Hive Galaxy, which they don't ever explain what's with Honey Hive Galaxy in this movie, and it's beyond frustrating. And it's like
a reference.
it's
I
a
guess.
reference. That whole plot beat that actually serves like importance in the plot is a reference to a game, and they assume that you know what it is because then they take them to the Queen, and the Queen is a character in Galaxy and also I think a playable racer in Mario Kart 7. So that's fun. But like she's just there and we all kind of have to accept that the Queen Bee is there. And she's like, well, you have to serve out a sentence of slavery. And Bowser offers that he will take on the sentences of the other three so the other three can be sent to the Gateway Galaxy, which is like an intergalactic airport. And the Queen Bee accepts this and puts Bowser to work, but then Bowser is almost immediately rescued by Bowser Jr. And
So conflict solved.
Yeah, problem solved. Yeah,
then
There is no breathing room.
no breathing room.
Absolutely none.
like all of this. It's
Wait,
bam, 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 bam,
It
bam,
just
bam, bam.
all the acts just blend together.
yeah, and even if
it's a lot.
even if you're listening to this right now and you're like, wow, that was fast. I'm like, yeah, so was the movie.
Yeah, the movie is
Mhm.
fast.
It's 100 minutes.
It's faster
It's
than
r-
how
it's
I'm
really short.
explaining it.
It's really short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
even when the credits rolled, I was like, wow, that was really quick.
Yeah,
We gotta pick up the pace then.
In and out.
but yeah. So back on Gateway Galaxy, we're back with Peach and Toad. Toad's backpack is stolen by a monkey named Ukiki. Ukiki is an enemy. Well, not really an enemy. He's in the gray area of characters in Super Mario 64. He steals your hat on the tall. Who cares? So Ukiki takes Toad's backpack into this like backwater casino world hidden in this airport where all of the bad guys go to like hang out, I guess. And also in this airport there's so many different people from so many different games, like so many different NPC species. There are people made entirely out of wood that are from Galaxy and Galaxy 2. And then they go to this casino, and at the casino there are 3 people who appear to be running like a gang operation. They are Wart, Birdo, and Mauser, the 3 bosses from Super
Yeah.
Mario Brothers 2 USA.
Yeah, Birdo was the one I was like, oh look, Birdo. But then I felt to myself, I was like, that's exactly the reaction they were trying to get from me.
Yeah, and Birdo gets about as much screen time as many syllables are in her name.
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Yeah,
Because
and-
then
and- oh,
We get Luis
Sorry.
Guzman as King
yeah.
Wart.
side rant, like well, not really side rant, but
Who's
like
on?
this whole part happens because Toad can't keep track of his backpack.
because Ukiki stole it.
Yeah,
And
Ukiki.
it's,
That's the monkey's name.
yeah, I know.
Sorry, I didn't want to just refer it as like stupid monkey because I felt like that was like
No, there's another monkey in Mario 64 that's called Stupid Monkey.
yeah.
Does it also steal your stuff?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the thing. You gotta, one of them steals, the other one you gotta find, whatever. There's
No,
stars.
no, go ahead.
No,
Okay,
no,
fine.
elaborate. Please
Okay,
elaborate.
one of them steals your hat, and you have to get it back, and the other one you have to catch, and if you catch it, it will open up a star for you in Tall Tall Mountain in Mario 64. I just got those stars. I'm playing Mario 64.
Mhm.
Anyway, Ukiki's the stupid one that steals the hat.
Not only the hat, he stole a whole backpack.
Well, yes. So then
It's like Boots' arch rival.
Peach fights Wart. They use some fun like gravity stuff, but they don't use it to its full potential. Variable gravity is a thing in the Galaxy games in which some areas can have regular gravity and some areas can have reverse galaxy. Some can have off to the side gravity. Kind of fun. Peach finds out that from Wart that Rosaline is being held in the space junk galaxy, and Wart somehow has communication with Bowser Jr. I know, right? Interesting. Now you've got people from both sides, like, kind of converging on this operation. You've got a web, this sort of criminal web built up in this Mario galaxy. So many unique...
He said the thing.
So many unique environments to explore, so many unique systems to interrogate, so many fun things to figure out, so many plots we could have, but Wart does not appear in the rest of the movie, not once.
No, that
No,
was
that-
disappointing.
Yeah.
We never go back to the secret casino. We never see Wart, Birdo, or Mauser again, and this connection that Bowser Jr. has with Wart is never explored further.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
'Cause it just feels like it just kind of just happens. I mean visually it's all very cool, but like it's literally just that.
I liked all the ninja that
yeah, all
were
the,
appearing. That
all the ninja.
It's like it feels like at this point they just made like a list of like stuff they wanted to do, and then just like wrote the script in the order of the note cards because it's just
Yeah.
it just jumps back
Mhm.
like everywhere.
Because like I like Mario 2. That's probably my third or first most favorite, other in tandem with Yoshi's Island. So like seeing that get represented so like half-heartedly like that, it really disappointed me.
No, it's very disappointing. It's like bad. And then Peach tries to figure out like where they can lift off from, and the person at the desk is Rob. Rob is a weirdly layered reference that I don't understand why they put in the movie. Rob was a toy that they sold alongside the Nintendo Entertainment System and Family Computer that you could that it was an accessory to the system that you could plug in, and it would have some special gyro controls in it that would help you play certain games. And they made 2 games for the Rob toy. They made Stack Up, which is barely a game, and they made Gyromite, which is more of a game but still not that deep. And Rob, being like a friendly robot, kind of helped Nintendo sell the NES in America in a bear market. Nobody was there, and so part of their marketing strategy was to sell the NES as a toy. And having an actual toy kind of packaging with the system helped with that. Now, the thing about Rob is that if you actually see Rob being used, he has these like spinners, and then he rotates really slowly and places a spinner down on like a disc, like a disc that's like a button. Um,
Excuse me.
and they make use of that joke of him turning around very slowly.
That sounds
Yeah,
more like an
it's
inside
right,
joke.
it's
It
right.
is an
than
inside
anything.
joke.
Yeah, it's
This
like,
isn't a Mario reference. Rob has made two. He hasn't been in any of the mainline Mario games. The only appearance that he's had in any game with the title Mario has been in Mario Kart DS, where he was a playable racer, and then Super Smash Brothers, which doesn't even have Mario in it. Now that I'm saying it out loud, where he's a fighter. It's a Nintendo joke. It's not a Mario joke.
Oh,
It's a Nintendo joke.
I'd read it as an Illumination joke, as like, oh, look, the robot's talking slow.
Well,
It's right
yeah.
over.
No, it's aped directly from Zootopia.
yeah.
It's the Zootopia
That's what I thought they
joke.
were referencing.
yeah. It's,
No.
Yeah.
They're referencing an actual like toy that would turn around really slowly. But if you don't know that A, that was sold by Nintendo in the mid '80s,
And B, your average audience age is probably 4 years old. Then
and B, that
Yeah.
it
They're not
spun
gonna get that.
slowly. It spun slowly. That's such an inane detail to have to base a whole joke on. And they do this joke 3 times. 3 times.
one wasn't enough.
Yeah. It's like, does Scott Cawthon do a pass on
Yeah,
the
I'm
script?
saying even
So
Scott Cawthon
Scott
stopped it
Cawthon did a
too.
pass on the script.
Good God.
I mean, ever since we reviewed FNAF 2, every time they repeat a joke in a movie, I'm like, oh, Scott Cawthon.
I mean, this movie
he's killing it with
this
these
movie-
screenplays.
This
Him
movie
and
is to
game-
Mario as Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was to Five Nights at Freddy's. That's exactly what it feels
yeah.
like.
Uh-oh.
And then Mario.
All right. The volcano is gonna
Yeah,
erupt.
it's gonna Bowser's castle's gonna explode.
Stay tuned.
And then Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi get to the Gateway Galaxy. They talk to Rob also. Oh, hilarious. They meet up with Peach, and Peach is looking for someone to take them to the Space
Oh,
Junk Galaxy.
Dude, oh, like this part,
my
I
gosh.
like almost lost it because Peach and Mario like have this thing. They do like the awkward, like, oh, Mario doesn't know how to like approach her.
Yeah, he offers a handshake, and Peach is like, a handshake?
First of all, that was never a problem before that was ever referenced, and that's never a problem after the fact. That's just like a joke they did, and that doesn't go anywhere. The whole like
They made that
Mario,
joke because
Peach
they needed something
love
to
story.
fill the void of the emptiness that you feel while watching this movie.
also Star Fox is
emptiness.
there.
Yeah, and then
Remember
Oh.
Star Fox?
and then Peach
Fox
is like
Fox
Oh my
McCloud.
gosh.
Yeah.
Peach is like, "Will anyone take us to Space Junk Galaxy?" And then Glenn Powell, in his second film role this year, it says, "I will," and he's playing Fox McCloud, who debuted
I
in Star Fox.
can't
and-
believe Nintendo and Illumination spoiled the days before the movie came out.
It's true.
You were almost there, and they had to like spoil it.
Yeah, and then Fox McCloud gives his whole backstory. His backstory is this. And now
Do
he's
a barrel
here.
roll.
By the way, they snuck in one screenshot of like Star Fox 64 in there
Of like the toad.
of Slippy Toad,
Yeah,
and they
Slippy
just thought
Toad.
we didn't notice. I don't know shit about Star Fox. I'm just
I've
gonna
never
say
played-
that right now. I've never
I've watched
played the
gameplay
games.
of it, but yeah.
I do not know anything about Star
It's
Fox.
too niche of
And
a
I don't know anything about Star Fox.
reference.
Star Fox, like Fox McCloud, there's a scene in which he explains his backstory. I still know nothing about Star Fox. So that tells you how well they explain that.
all I know about the character is his name Fox McCloud. That's it.
I know
I'm not joking.
he has
That's
a
all I know.
crew. There's Falco and Slippy Toad and others.
And he
And-
does a
and what-
barrel roll
Wait,
he
and
does
what-
at
and-
one point or
wait,
another.
What happened to Toad?
Yeah.
Slippy Toad.
He became Slippy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Towards-
all Toad Slippy. He also said,
Ew.
yeah, he also called him a frog at one point, but whatever.
His name's Toad. So
Anyway, Fox
he's a mushroom.
Fox is flying through. He has 2 like motorcycle sidecar situations on his ship, which is awful convenient. And he goes into space and then gets shot down by Bowser Jr. But Bowser didn't want Bowser Jr. to shoot Fox down like fully. He didn't want to like kill them because the plot demanded that they not die.
Yeah,
Also, it's a
the ship
kids movie,
The ship was
so
covered in plot armor.
Can't do that.
Fox McCloud has a weapon. That weapon is it's a super scope, which is another accessory for the NES and
A
Super
weapon.
NES.
A weapon. Kids, cover your eyes.
Yeah, so it was a light gun accessory that you could fire at your screen. to play games like Duck Hunt and Wild Gunman on the NES. But what it does, for whatever reason, they crash land on a dinosaur planet, which is awfully reminiscent of Cascade Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. That gun turns Mario and Luigi into Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, who are characters first introduced in Yoshi's Island as the legitimate baby character, like the baby versions of Mario and Luigi, and have been brought back in various spin-offs as stunt characters to fill out the rosters.
Or as I know them best, the options you can pick in Mario Kart.
Exactly.
Mario Kart Deluxe 8, yeah.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
That was my
Those
introduction.
classic babies.
Yeah, that was my introduction to Mario Kart. Was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And
For
I was like,
me-
you can play as babies.
This part was so forgettable. Like, I genuinely forgot they went to Dinosaur Island.
So Bowser's like, oh man, I didn't want to kill them, and Bowser Jr.'s like, but you should have. And then they outline their whole plan. It's like, oh, we're gonna build a planet and we're gonna build a doomsday machine so that we can rule the universe, but they have no actual moral standpoint with which to rule. Like usually you want to be in power for a reason to enact something, but they don't have anything like that. And they're going to sap the power of a princess. Everybody immediately clocks who in this movie is a princess, and somehow that gives the princesses have more power. There's some stratified system of princess hierarchy that we are not at all introduced to in this movie.
To be fair, there's only like 2 that are introduced at all.
So there, in the plot of this movie there are only 2, but in the post-credit scene there's a third. Stay tuned.
Well, we'll get to that one.
Yeah, and then the baby brothers find a Tyrannosaurus, and they're not being supervised because Yoshi was supervising them, and Yoshi's very good at supervising babies. That's his thing. Yoshi's Island. That's what that game was about. He was supervising the babies.
Well,
but he is too busy trying to get the Super Scope to try to reverse the babification of
the babification
of Mario and
love that.
Luigi. And okay, I'm gonna pose a question to you, a practical question of wits and strategy. You are Yoshi. The one power that you have in this situation, in any situation, is your incredibly long and sticky tongue.
Ew.
I know, gross. And there's an extraordinarily important object high in a tree. How do you get that object?
I would
How do you obtain it?
Call 911 like a normal person.
climb the tree and precariously try
slowly.
to grab it with my own fingered hand.
Throw one of the babies up there and see if they'll catch it.
Yeah, Yoshi climbs up the tree instead of using his tongue, which is the only thing that's been set up that he does. He doesn't do anything in this whole movie other than use his tongue. And when it's actually worth it for the plot for him to use his tongue, he can't because the directors wanted to put in some stupid ass Tyrannosaurus scene instead. I was distracted
Why
the
is there
whole
a
time
T-Rex
because
there?
why is Yoshi? Why are there Earth dinosaurs on other planets?
Why
First
is there-
question.
So
First
yeah.
great question.
So I was Toad in that scene. I was Toad. You see, Toad was like in distress. I was like, I feel you.
It is, and I don't like to throw this word around, incompetent. Because how does that not get caught by anybody? How many drafts did this script have to go through for nobody to be like, wait, why doesn't Yoshi just use his tongue on the gun? That's the only,
That's a little freaky.
but it's like, it's the ultimate disregarding of basic story setup. That's the only thing that Yoshi does is use his tongue. And he never uses his tongue for any actually important purpose.
Miyamoto, where are you? What are you doing?
Miyamoto.
Where are you? Did anyone consult you for this?
Probably Japan.
Where could he be? Where in the world is
is
Shigeru
Shigeru Miyamoto. And yeah, so they get the scope and they turn back into adults, whatever.
Well, I mean, Toad gets
all
turned into a
fine.
baby by accident.
Yeah, it's true. Also, the Lumas recognize Luigi from the stories that Rosalina told, which is a plot hole because how did Rosalina know who Mario and Luigi were?
Yeah, how'd they get stories that quick? Were they some kind of living legend like right after the first movie?
It's weird because
Like, was Bowser's wedding like written in the history books?
Yeah, right. Peach
The wedding disaster of 1873 or something.
Peach at this point has a stupid ass flashback in which it's revealed that she is Rosalina's long-lost sister.
And she was a baby also at one point.
Yes,
Yeah,
at
they
one
were
point she
babies.
was a baby. But okay, the oh boy, wow, we're really getting into the stuff that pissed me off about this movie. So
Oh boy.
Right.
Everyone take cover.
Let's go.
do
Do it.
I'm
Come on.
Go.
Interrupt.
We're waiting.
Peach has this flashback where she's Rosalina's sister, and they have star power, and they live on a small planet that they fill with flowers, whatever, who cares? And then evil forces. Oh,
Evil
hang
forces.
on, hang on, hold on. Everybody, sit down. Evil forces have arrived.
What? Evil forces?
The chair levitated from the ground. Just
Evil
then.
forces have arrived to steal their
Evil forces?
star power.
Who did?
Evil
Forces.
Evil forces?
So Rosalina, in her infinite wisdom, decides, oh, okay, well, the best thing to do for my 6-year-old sister is to throw her into a warp pipe to the Mushroom Kingdom and assume that she'll be raised well by the toads. Question the first.
That is a big gamble.
Question the first.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Why didn't Rosalina go with her? What? What? Was she gonna fend off the evil forces alone? Was that the thought process?
Wait. The who?
Evil forces.
Evil forces?
Why did Rosalina never, ever, ever think to go back to the Mushroom Kingdom at any point? She has a spaceship. She could go wherever she wants. She can reconnect with Peach whenever she wants.
What if it was out of gas?
She clearly has no princessly duties at any point. She has constituents, but they're all her roommates.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know it's getting bad when you got to pull out the word constituents.
Plus Rosalina,
You know this movie's bad when
She-
you say constituents.
she turned out fine. Why did she have to get Peach out of there in the first place?
How did she escape the evil forces?
Sorry, I was a little delayed on that one.
How did she escape? How did she escape the evil forces?
That hurt.
How? It's not like she made the observatory then. Was she captured and then vague things happened? It doesn't make any sense. How did she fend them off? If it was too much of a danger to Peach, why didn't she go with Peach? Why did she never go back to Peach? Why did we wait till this exact moment so that Peach could have this flashback and because now Peach realizes she has star powers and that's how she's going to break Rosalina out?
I want to preface this by saying the world is also ending. This movie came out and it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
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 Fates.
This is one of the signs.
Yeah.
It's
all because of the.
this is one of the horsemen.
This-
It's one of them.
Yeah.
What?
This probably famine.
The horseman, like from Now You See Me.
No, like from
The Bible?
Christianity.
I don't follow.
The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Famine. The other 3.
War.
I don't know.
Famine, war.
And the Super Mario Galaxy.
Super Mario
movie.
Galaxy.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Yeah, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. That's what the ones from Now You See Me are named after.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Famine, war, death, disease,
Super Mario Galaxy.
Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know, whatever. Not important.
Oh. I didn't know if I was like dumb. I was like, wait, what?
No, it's just a Christianity reference.
Oh, not a reference in this movie.
No, God had nothing to do with this movie. So they all go to Space Junk Galaxy, whatever. They pilot the Comet Observatory because the Lumas went to fetch the Comet Observatory because Fox's ship was broken as hell. And then they go to Planet Bowser, and Mario and Peach are in like this moat of lava that Bowser Jr. is like making an obstacle course for them in his like little terminal, in which he's crafting a 3D puzzle in a 2D environment. What could possibly go wrong?
With no roof.
He decides not to put decides not to put a roof on his dungeon, on his platforming challenge dungeon.
The bit was clever though. I like it. It was just a
I
Super
thought it
Mario
was
Maker
funny.
reference.
Yeah.
Yes, it
I
was,
thought
it
it was
was
funny.
a Super Mario Maker. It was a Super Mario Maker reference, and then for some reason, when they escape the dungeon, it plays like the victory fanfare from Super Mario Brothers. Why did they program that in? I don't know. And then
you're reading a little too much into it. I'm
Yeah,
starting to feel.
I think you're reading too much into
Is
it.
Jesse reading too much into the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Tune in to find out.
But I think the thing is, these are all things I noticed when I was in the theater. I'm not bringing anything new to the movie yet.
I'm just
So it's
messing.
like
yeah, we're
it's like
we're-
okay, maybe
we're-
I'm
we're
looking
just joking.
maybe I'm looking a little too far into it. I don't think I am. I think it really is that deep.
I
But also,
encourage you to.
these are
That's,
this is a thing that
realistically.
this is a thing that distracts me from the movie, that takes me out of the action. And that's where they want you to be, by the way. They don't want you to be in this movie. They want you to be laughing your butt off at, do a barrel roll.
Slap your belly and
So, yeah.
guffaw.
Slap it, no, knee slappers of jokes.
So then Mario and oh god, I forgot about this segment.
Did you forget the other character's name?
No, I forgot
When
about
Bowser
Bowser
Luigi-
slaps his belly.
No, because Mario and Luigi go and attack Bowser, and they throw Bowser into the lava, and he comes out as Dry Bowser from Super Mario Bros. DS, which is not set up at all that he could do that.
Holy pull.
He could just climb out of lava as Dry Bowser, I guess. And then, Planet Bowser as a whole is a reference to World 8 of Super Mario 3D World, like that whole aesthetic is. But then, Dry Bowser comes up, and then Luigi and Yoshi come in to save the day while Peach heads inside the castle to go rescue Rosalina. And
with their star powers that she
with the star powers that she just
has.
discovered she had,
Yeah.
And then Luigi and Yoshi come in with power-ups, right? And okay, there are 2 power-ups in both of these movies to this point that we have seen Mario use, be familiar with, and use to some advantage. He uses the fire flower and he uses the ice flower. These are the 2 power-ups. We know that he can use them. The power-up he receives is the drill mushroom from Super Mario Bros. Wonder. The power-up Luigi receives is the cloud mushroom from Super Mario Galaxy.
And what does
And the
Yoshi
power-up
get?
that Yoshi receives is the blimp mushroom from Super Mario Galaxy. Powers that they don't know how to use, and yet somehow use to perfect effect. Just immediately,
well,
just
I mean,
immediately they know how to
Hey,
use them. They get ahead of it
don't
immediately.
doubt the skills of Mario.
Yeah, it's not a high
Don't
learning
doubt the
curve.
skills of Mario.
Tell
Yoshi,
me,
yeah.
you've eaten a mushroom. Is your first instinct to dive head first into the ground? Because that is how you use the
of
drill
course.
mushroom.
I mean, it's so good that you just like.
Mario immediately is like, first thing I'm gonna try to do is slam my head against the
Well-
floor. This
well, if
is
you-
life or death.
Well, if you
I'm
g-
just gonna see what happens if I nosedive
To be
into the
Well,
fair,
ground.
if
right
you get a
now.
drill in your head, it's not gonna go out of your butt. You're not gonna go butt first into the ground.
I
Well,
mean,
you don't need to go into the ground at all.
it looked kind of intuitive, like the mushroom had a drill on its
Yeah.
head.
What if the mushroom does stuff to you? Like it's a substance.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I wish I was on mushrooms.
I'm sure if Mario,
Whoa.
I'm sure if
I don't
Mario
know,
had
yeah.
basic deductive powers, and also Jesse made a mushroom drug reference
Uh-oh,
yeah,
he's drug addict.
in tandem with Mario. No one's ever made that joke.
No one's
before.
ever. No one
No
has
one's ever made that
no
joke
one has
before.
ever made that joke
It's
before.
so funny.
It's hilarious. And yeah, and then Yoshi also is the blimp mushroom, which isn't really useful for anything. So
No,
he
he
just
was,
kind
he
of
was being a pro. I'm not
he
gonna
just
lie.
kind of floats around, and then
Well, he was just chilling.
all seems lost. Well, I mean they
He used his tongue this time.
yeah. Well, but then they they're winning. They've defeated Dry Bowser. They've scattered his bones across the place, and Bowser Jr. is like, I'm not gonna let you ruin this for me. He paints a dragon, which just so happens to be the dragon that is the boss in Ruined Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. That dragon turns on Bowser Jr. for no reason. Like that's not a thing that we knew that they could do. And then Mario just decides to hit the nearest question mark block. And contained within the nearest question mark block, reminder that 95% of these things just have coins.
Yeah, they've all had power ups.
Contained in that question mark block is the single most powerful power up in the Galaxy series, the red star that gives him flight powers. What the fuck?
That went right through my ear. Holy.
The red star.
But what if it was a coin? You gotta toss the coin.
That's not even something you could find in a question mark block. Why is that there?
I don't know.
And then Mario immediately whoop,
I put it there.
Dis-
Why are you asking
destroys-
Max?
I put it. Yeah. Why are you
destroys the
asking me? I
dragon.
didn't. I put it there. Like I committed a crime.
Max, why'd
I-
you put the red star in the mushroom? I mean, the question block.
No, I just
Why'd
got.
you do it?
I got it mixed up with the
Just
other
to make
ones.
him mad? Is
Yeah.
that it?
Yeah, I put it to see if anybody would notice. I just kind of left it there. It's supposed to be a step stool, but
And then they've defeated
how
Bowser.
am I
They've-
gonna fix the lights?
They defeated Bowser. They've defeated the dragon. Peach and Rosalini use their bullshit.
Rosalini.
Peach and Isabella Rossellini use their powers, their bullshit, stupid ass powers.
I think they use their hands.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
hands, their hand powers, their star powers that they protected from the evil forces.
The evil
The
forces.
evil forces.
And yeah, she breaks Rosalina out, and then the movie ends, thankfully, but not before a montage of them rebuilding the castle a la Mario Maker 2, and they rebuild the castle
They
in the same
rebuilt
way
from
that it looks
64.
in Super Mario 64, and then Mario grabs a cape feather from Super Mario World and flies, which is not what the cape feather does.
It glides.
It glides.
Okay.
And yeah, credits roll. Thankfully,
Post-credit scene.
Post-credit scene. We're back at the Gateway Galaxy. Ukiki commits another robbery, but who stops him other than Princess Daisy
The
first
police-
appearance,
oh, no.
Super Mario Land, and then later
Oh,
other
and
bullshit
Bowser
she was
Jr.
in.
and
Hey,
Bowser
hey,
are
don't
in
disrespect
jail.
Daisy like that.
Bowser Jr. and
How
Bowser
could
are
you?
in prison, and there's
Yeah.
the depressed Luma from the first movie acting as their prison warden.
Justice for Daisy. Put down in
Look,
the
I don't
comments.
hate. I don't
Justice
hate
for
Daisy.
Daisy.
I
Yes,
don't hate Daisy.
You clearly
No, I don't hate
Daisy.
Daisy. I hate this movie. This movie is terrible. This is one of the worst movies that I have seen in theaters, and we just reviewed Scream 7. Like, this is just bad. This is really bad.
Where would you put this in reference and your Mercy?
Lower than
Lower than-
this
oh,
is
ooh.
probably
Uh-oh.
the worst Chris Pratt movie I've seen this year, and I said that it wasn't. When I first watched the movie, I said this is probably better than Mercy because it doesn't, like, there's nothing, like, Mercy has all this problematic shit about it being pro-police state and whatnot. At least Galaxy doesn't have that, but what I realized is that what Galaxy fills the void caused by, like, it doesn't have anything to it. It doesn't have a point to it. There's nothing they're trying to say. It is nothing.
Oh, guys, Mario's in the current state of the world.
It's nothing. This movie, without having any point, says more about the state of the entertainment industry than Mercy does, and it is a bleak ass picture.
But there's pretty colors.
Yeah, visually, I was
Yeah,
impressed
visually.
by it. Yeah,
I mean, look,
Yeah.
very talented animators worked on this.
yeah.
Very talented
Very
music.
talented animators worked on this. The music is good, but it's also orchestral arrangements of Mario music. So,
Yeah, except for
yeah.
something that I was gonna say earlier that I was gonna come back to, but I'll probably just mention it here.
But good orchestral arrangements.
Yeah, I
like,
guess speaking of the music,
of
that's kind
whatever
of
Koji Kondo's
that-
original stuff. I'm surprised he wasn't like the actual one to do the music. It was whatever his name is. I don't know if you know, but it wasn't.
No,
No,
it wasn't.
Koji Kondo.
It was not Koji Kondo. It was
Was
Daniel Laurie.
Daniel
Or
Laurie.
Brian Tyler
Brian
and Daniel
Tyler. And
Laurie.
yeah.
Um,
But they did good renditions, I'd say, for like film score as far as that goes.
yeah. Max, what were you saying?
Oh, I was saying like with the music. Weirdly enough, this movie, in terms of music, is that actually has something that I prefer over the first one, which I'll get into more of this movie's quality as a whole. But Illumination loves to do this thing where they have, their shtick is like, cute characters, pop songs, and like lowbrow humor is like the Illumination template.
Pharrell Williams.
Yeah, and
Clap along.
oop, copyright.
It's okay. I,
Bleep it out.
Beep, beep, beep.
All right, Jesse just sang the entirety of
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 happy,
Happy.
by Pharrell,
Happy,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he did a great job, I must say.
Max, what were you saying?
I was saying that like
After all that,
after all that, like with the licensed songs in the first one, none of them belong there. I mean, there's no reason why the Beastie Boys and Holding Out for a Hero should be in a Mario movie. That kind of read odd to me. This movie, they do it less. The only licensed song, at least I caught, was Notorious B.I.G.
oh yeah,
When
when Yoshi
Yoshi's-
was walking
When
through
Yoshi's walking through the
Brooklyn.
street. I like that part. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Max, so you mentioned that the first movie had some issues that you weren't so fond of. How do you think this one compares with that first movie?
So like I said, like the music was something that, that's like the one part of this movie. In terms of the first one, I think after watching the second one, I think kind of affirmed this. I do enjoy the first one. Like it's like, thumbs in the middle, not thumbs up. Like when I say like I would give it positive, it's like not fully thumbs down. At least that's what I mean. Like I think the first one's like it's like a solid like 6 out of 10 or something. Like, I think it's fine. Like there's some things to latch onto in that movie. There's some things I enjoyed. Also some things that bugged me more so. Some of the voice cast was a little bit distracting to me. Chris Pratt, I think he's better in Mario Galaxy. Weirdly enough, the
For
first
sure,
one,
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't notice him too much in the first one, but it was still Chris Pratt as Mario is just odd casting. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was also something that I wasn't crazy about. Like Seth Rogen's laugh is Donkey Kong's laugh now, and that's something that I don't quite know how I feel. And then
It's like an infection.
yeah, and then
Whatever Seth Rogen voice is.
yeah. And then Jack Black as Bowser, like the first one I was a little bit mixed on. This one, I can confidently say that Jack Black doesn't become Bowser. Bowser becomes Jack Black.
Yeah.
I think I was not a fan at all of what they did with this character in this movie. I know we barely even touched on it because like they think they tried
There's
to
really
take him down
not
the
that much.
There's not that much to touch. Like he's back in the same spot he was in the first one.
I mean, definitely, and also most of the characters in this movie bleed in and feel like the same character. There's nothing really distinguishing Mario and Luigi and Peach and Toad and Rosalina and Yoshi and and Star Fox and all of these characters. Bowser's the only one that feels like maybe he has something a little bit different to him, but it just comes off that no matter what decision he makes, he never feels in character.
Yeah.
So he ends up just not having a character.
Like,
There's the
ultimately.
whole plot point of him like balancing between Bowser Jr.'s side and Mario's side, because that was a whole thing in like the first two acts. Like he was trying to figure out what side he was on, but they completely throw that away.
Yeah.
Like no,
it was
no,
set
he's
up to be
evil.
like some, like those moments where like like a Darth Vader moment where he kills the Emperor and saves
Yeah,
every-
Palpatine.
like the anti-hero becomes the good guy.
Yeah, it's like
That's what it was leading up to, but they never do anything for that, so it just feels like completely empty.
They
Yeah.
never pay off anything set up by the movie. They pay up all this shit that was set up by the games.
Yeah.
And then they
Basi-
leave all the movie stuff that seemed even remotely interesting kind of off to the side for whenever the fuck we decide to get back to it.
Yeah, and this movie just kind of
Yes.
had me like with the question. It's like, why would you pick Mario Galaxy as the second movie? And also, this movie's online discourse has been some of the worst I've seen this year. Like this and Iron Lung have had like two of the worst online discourses for a movie. Like both sides are just like for this movie are just baffling. Like people who hate this movie look at people who like this like, oh, like you only like surface level stuff, you don't like this, you don't like that. And then people who like the movies like, but the games don't have story. I'm like, okay, but games and movies are two different
There's a
forms of
reason
media.
there's different medium. If I was playing the Super Mario Galaxy movie, I might have a fun time because I'm doing something.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't want me to do anything. I'm not interacting with the movie. I'm not even supposed to think about the movie.
You're just
I'm
supposed to be
supposed
overstimulated.
no, I'm just supposed to buy tickets for me, my friends, and my entire family.
And
That's what I'm supposed to do. That's
it-
my job in this movie.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of people did, which is
Yeah.
kind of sad.
A lot of people did. And ultimately, what disappoints me the most is that it does not matter if they have enough story to carry this to 20 movies like the MCU. They have enough references because the Mario franchise is rich enough with content and media that they can pull characters infinitely from those games and plot them into movies to market them and make billions of dollars every time.
Yeah, and it seems like they're doing a pretty good job at that, which Illumination did that with Minions, and it was very cynical. And it seems like they're doing that here too.
I got Minions and Monsters, the trailer before this.
Me too.
Yeah, I did not, weirdly enough.
Which one did you get? Which trailer?
Oh wait, actually, no, that's not true. I did get Minions and Monsters before
Okay.
this. I'm tweaking.
I saw that. I
Not
saw this.
excited.
Sorry, I don't really pay attention to trailers that much. I
I-
think people who listen may tell.
Yeah, I
That-
saw
that's
this one
me.
at home. So I had
You pirated Mario Galaxy?
no, I saw it at the theater near my home.
Oh,
I saw it yesterday.
No, but I saw 5, 6, 7 trailers, including Spider-Man: Brand New Day,
oh really?
which I thought was
Yeah,
fun.
they
and
showed-
Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, and Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Okay.
Sonic 4 played in front of yours?
Yeah, Sonic 4 played in front of my theater.
Really? I forgot.
The movie that's
forgot.
not
Yeah.
coming out for another year and a half played in front of this movie.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Getting
I got
people excited.
I got Forgotten Island in
Save
front of
the
mine.
date.
Me too.
Yeah.
I also got Forgotten Island.
It
and
was
I also got the end of Oak Street.
in front of Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
What? What's wrong with AMC? Actually, wait. I can't be on record saying that. But I guess answering your original question, 'cause I don't think I gave you a specific answer. You asked me how does this movie in quality compare to the first one, and I will say, This movie itself, unfortunately for me, I didn't think this one was very good. I'm not so cynical towards it. I did have fun. I think part of it's just, you know, visuals are cool. Like, in overstay its welcome. I enjoy seeing this sort of thing, but like, still a thumbs down for me. I just feel like, in a sense, I said I haven't published my letterbox review yet, but I think it'll kind of be on the lines of something like this, to where this movie doubles down on all the things that work about the first movie and all the things that don't work. To where it's just like visuals. I think the voice cast was much better here. Like there wasn't anybody that stuck out to me as like, wow, that was bad. And actually, for me, the new people they brought in, like I really like Benny Safdie. Um, I really like Glenn Powell, even though like there's not much with his character.
Yeah.
Donald Glover, that was fun, but like, there's some of that like visually. I think it's more stunning than the first one. But then at the same time, it also doubles down on things that don't work. If you thought the first movie didn't have a story, it's non-existent. Like it literally feels like the script was written on note cards with references, and the actors just read lines off note cards and they pieced it together in a movie. That's kind of what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
And I also kind of described it as like a spoonful of sugar, and I'm not talking Mary Poppins, but like just pure like it's a substance there, but it's just like sugar is something you add to something else to make it.
It's just the
Yeah.
ingredient. There's nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just
Yeah.
like sweetness. It's just the ingredient where you know
That's a
if
good
you-
way to put it.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
just like sure, did I have a little bit of sugar? I did, but like it's just sugar. There's no other substance to latch onto. Like when you eat a cake, it's like there's more to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a couple more structural gripes with the movie as a whole based on what it sets up and what it doesn't pay off. None of the powers in this movie are ever explained. There are two major characters whose powers carry a lot of the movie. We've got Bowser Jr. and Rosalina. Rosalina has some sort of cosmic star power. Again, nonsense bullshit, but at least try to explain it. That seems to manifest in the fact that she can create a wand out of stardust. But then when she's not holding that wand, it disappears, I guess. I don't know. It's not really clear what it does, how she got it, or anything about that, just that she had to protect it from the evil forces. And
The who?
the evil forces.
Evil forces.
Yeah, we nailed it on that one.
And
Stupid bit.
And yeah, then Bowser Jr. also has weird ink powers, but it's not clear what his powers are either. He turns his paintbrush into an axe, and he throws the axe, but then when he doesn't have the axe, it turns back into a paintbrush. But then there's a point at which he throws the axe and it gets lodged in something. It doesn't turn back into a paintbrush. Also, his own creation turns on him at the very end, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because that's not something that you showed could happen before this point. And if he could spawn whole-ass dragons, you'd think he'd be doing that slightly more often.
But it's good to see Super Mario Sunshine get some spotlight in that indirect
And look,
way.
I know that Flood is coming back at some point in this bullshit series. Bowser Jr. doesn't have any motivation. Peach doesn't have any motivation. We know all that already. The movie, and I wrote this in my letterbox review, the movie ultimately fails to let us in on its presumably deep world. What it's showing us is a lot of colors and environments and set pieces that hint at something a little bit more interesting than what they're showing us. Remember how Bowser is on a planet ruled entirely by bees for 5 minutes of total runtime?
The bees.
The bees.
The bee planet feels like
Bees.
the bee planet feels like we should be getting a little bit more into what's happening there, right? There is like a bee slave trade. What's up with that?
Slave
Can
trade.
we? Yeah, that's what he sentences Bowser to. That's what the queen bee sentences Bowser to.
Oof, it's like Barry B. Benson's like distant relative or something.
It's weird. Remember the set piece built around Wart is a gang leader in a casino world hidden in an airport? Remember that? That was a
cool.
cool set piece. That was a cool environment. Let us in on that, but we're not let in on that because we have to move away from it because there's something else to show us.
Yeah, this movie has no breathing room.
It's just a
Yeah,
tourist tourism.
It literally, it is tourism into the Mario universe because we're just looking at things that are happening. But it's not tourism in the sense of like, wow, I'm learning so much about this place and its heritage. It's tourism in like, you live in France, you live in Paris, and now you're like walking past the Eiffel Tower on your morning commute. That's how it feels. Because ultimately, I know these characters and I know these plots and I know the references they're making, but they're failing to make anything of them. and they're just showing me them and then pulling me away from them so that they could show me another thing. And I just want them to linger on one thing, not even for the rest of the movie, just for one more scene. Just show me how these things work for one more scene. Give me a little bit of time with the things that you're setting up, because it just feels like the movie is trying to let you in on a really deep and well thought out world, but it's skimming the surface of that world.
Yeah, it's
And so we
ju-
don't get any of that.
it's just like breakneck pace, just like flying through. Like it literally is so fast.
There's again no breathing room like at all in this movie. It constantly feels like I'm basically drowning, and I feel bad for the parents in this scenario who have to like drag their kids and take care of their kids at the same time. That must suck for
Yeah.
100 minutes.
And
Like-
it's I think it's even worse because this is an adaptation of Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, a game I even love.
This is Super Mario Galaxy has some of the richest environments, some of the richest set piece, the richest worlds of not just any Mario game, but any video game. Like there's a reason that aesthetic and that game holds up so well if you play it today. And somehow they took every single wrong lesson from what made the game so special. And it is really, really disappointing. I mean, Mario Galaxy was really cool. They had all these different NPCs that we haven't seen in any other Mario game to this point, right? The wooded creatures that are literally made of wood. That's so unique. That's such a good idea. But now we're seeing those wooded creatures as a reference to Galaxy. So now instead of recapturing the spirit of Galaxy, the spirit of originality, the spirit of richness, we are quite literally rehashing and recycling old shit to put on a theater screen to sell tickets to children.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sucks.
What star rating would you get out of red stars, out of convenient MacGuffins?
I gave it 1 convenient MacGuffin red star out of 5. That entire star belongs to Benny Safdie and Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to 2 on this one, which I know may seem a little bit high, but it's like I think my rating for this comes down to just how I review movies, because like there's a reason I talk about filmmaking versus enjoyment, and I think I haven't posted my list so far of 2026 ranked yet, just because there's some movies, like, not naming specific ones, but this movie I would rather rewatch over some other ones. But in terms of quality, obviously this one's way worse. But I haven't figured that out yet, so it's like I'm giving it a 2 for now, just because like that I enjoyed the ride for whatever it was, and I'm not super cynical towards it, but just it's a bad movie. It's not very good. But in my personal experience, the original Mario Bros. Movie is way worse. At least this movie, like visually, at least with characters, at least understands the games a little bit more. Right? Just the original Super Mario Bros. Movie just feels like every decision was wrong. That's what I will say.
I feel a little more optimistic about this, having not seen the original Mario Bros. Movie, so I have no like frame of reference other than, the original 1990, 80.
90. What are you talking about?
The original
movie?
movie,
93.
93.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that, like, definitely better than that. As far as Mario movies go, I have like very little like to go off of, so
Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying all that to say I'm giving it a 2.5.
this is a very cynical movie to me, and more than just the fact that the movie itself is shitty, I feel like it speaks volumes about where the mainstream entertainment industry wants to go, which is a depressing conversation that I'm going to leave not for this episode, because that's not really what the intention is
And
here.
that's a whole 3 million hours.
Yeah, like that's a whole thing. There's history, there's future, there's present. There's a lot of stuff like packed into that thought, but ultimately it's just really disheartening to watch Mario become this. This is Mario now. Mario is there is nothing that Mario can do to stand on his own. he requires thousands and thousands of cameos from across his series in order to put him on a screen. It really rubs me wrong.
Does this mean
And-
we're never
Yeah.
getting anything like Mario's game gallery for the MS-DOS?
Ugh.
Never again.
Yeah.
Well, we had NES Classics. That's something. But yeah. No, it sucks. And yeah, I don't think any of us like this movie. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Unless, we have a comment.
We do.
Let's shift gears into
Cool.
a comment.
That looks long.
What video and who is it by?
This comment was left under our weekly spoiler review of Project Hail Mary.
Ooh.
Most recent episode.
Potential spoilers ahead for Project Hail Mary. This was written by friend of the show at SorellaBear52 on YouTube. The comment reads, I'm a huge fan of Weir, but his second book, Artemis, was not great. Weir wrote Project Hail Mary. He wrote The Martian. You understand. Still wouldn't mind it being made into a movie because for me, even a bad Weir movie is still worth watching. I will forever defend Stephen King's Dreamcatcher.
Oh.
The other thing I wanted to mention was in regard to Spielberg's Disclosure Day, which I'm breathlessly awaiting. There is a doc called The Age of Disclosure from 2025 that is streaming now, and it has the most terrifying trailer I have ever seen, and I put this out there knowing full well Jesse does not watch trailers. I don't. Consider watching it before you see Spielberg's film. As a lifelong sci-fi fan, this doc is just way too real for me to be able to sleep at night. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you for the comment.
Yeah, thanks for the
Good
comment.
stuff.
Yeah, for Artemis, none of us have read it.
I haven't.
No.
It's the only. I will say it's the only Andy Weir book I haven't read. Project Hail Mary was kind of my kickback into reading again. I mean, I said that more on the podcast. I'm assuming you probably heard me talk about the book. I also read The Martian. I can't remember if I mentioned it there, but I'll mention it here just in case. I really like The Martian. I am a little hesitant to read Artemis just because I've heard from most people that it was a little disappointing, but. Yeah, interesting about Dreamcatcher. I haven't heard great things about it. All I know is it has an insane cast, and also it's written and directed by Lawrence Kasdan of early Star Wars fame. Worked on the
Ah.
screenplays for a bunch of Star Wars movies.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Also, that like a bad piece of media from a good writer can still have its own merits. I agree to that on some level, where it's like, a bad Christopher Nolan movie has the spectacle of a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah,
A movie like Dunkirk still has good war filming. If you're interested in like watching a war film for how they shoot the war, Dunkirk you're going to get a lot more out of. So it's an interesting point. There definitely probably is some merit to Artemis as like a sci-fi book because Andy Weir is so good at sci-fi.
yeah,
He has to be doing something right.
yeah, and even to that, like if it does get adapted, I mean, there's always room to change things. I mean, even in our Project Hail Mary review, we talked about some of the things that were maybe like changed from the book.
Yeah.
So like there's always room for that sort of thing. I'm not saying you have to totally rewrite it, but I mean for a guy like Andy Weir, I mean I haven't heard anything that says Artemis is like terrible, but it's definitely like when you compare it to his other two that have feature length adaptations now, it's definitely the odd one.
Yeah.
The odd one out.
Yeah, and then also regarding the other big thing that you mentioned, which was Age of Disclosure, rather, the documentary, which seems to have some similarities to the Spielberg movie coming out later this year, Disclosure Day, which was #1 on Max's most anticipated list.
That's true. It was.
And yeah, if you watch the most anticipated, you'll know we're also very excited for that movie. That is one of the only 3 movies to have made it on all 3 of our most anticipated lists. And yeah, I haven't seen the trailer for Age of Disclosure, and I haven't seen the movie Age of Disclosure,
I haven't either.
and I haven't heard of the movie Age of Disclosure, but I am willing to check it out. That sounds interesting.
We'll say 27% on the tomato meter on the critics side.
Oh,
but
boy.
That's good.
Oh boy.
91 on the popcorn meter. So
That doesn't
there's
mean much.
still
It's a
some-
6.9 on Prime.
Wow.
It's a 6.9 on Prime Video. I don't know how much you trust that.
Interesting. Okay. Wow, that's fascinating that it is apparently more poorly reviewed than I thought.
Yeah, maybe it has a cult following. I don't know. It came out last year, which didn't hear about this at all.
At one point, we hear that the Vatican has irrefutable evidence that aliens exist.
Oh wow.
Well,
Sure,
that's
yeah.
good. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll check this out before we hit up Disclosure Day. That's
Mhm.
coming out in what, July, June? June?
I want to say
June,
June.
July?
June.
June, July? Yeah,
I
June
think
12th.
June
June
12th.
12th, 2026. That's when Disclosure Day is coming
Oh,
out.
that's right, because Scary Movie
Yeah.
6 moved to the week before. Smart move, honestly.
So, yeah, maybe we'll check that out. And thanks for bringing it
Bringing
To our
it
attention, yeah.
to
to our
our
attention.
attention. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
Now
So
for
yes,
the dreaded.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much for commenting. If you, that's right, you, the viewer listening to this right now, have anything to say about what we said in this episode, what we didn't say in this episode, if you think we got something wrong, got something right, if you think you have a fun fact that you want to be read on the air, if you want us to review Aliens in the Attic,
Or pizza movie.
Or pizza movie.
Yeah.
put that in the comment section down below. Also,
Pizza movie is your only option.
or
though.
aliens in the Attic.
Nah.
I'm down with aliens in the attic. I'm down with aliens. I'm down with aliens. You know what? Aliens and attics are both things.
We'll put a
that-
poll up.
What about
for-
would you rather have aliens in attics or pizzas in movies?
Mhm.
That's a question that should be
Put
left.
a poll up. See which one we should see
Mm.
out of those two options. But anyway,
We also have an Instagram. Max, what's our Instagram?
Yes, we do. It is post_credits podcast, all lowercase. Coming real soon. We are going to be posting a skit for Project Hail Mary that we did while all three of us were on spring break. It was supposed to be out earlier. That is totally my fault. I meant to post it a little bit earlier than it was supposed to come out, but it will be up there soon. And keep on the lookout for more exciting things.
not our most delayed project by any means, but
No, yeah, it happens. Yeah,
R.I.P. Fallout.
yeah,
The
yeah,
end
it
time.
happens.
No.
Yeah, but that's and if you see the video now and you're like, why are we? It's my fault. I apologize.
No worries. Yes, follow for exclusive content. We might have some exclusive reviews coming out on that channel pretty soon.
Yeah,
So keep an eye out for those. Some TV reviews for some seasons of television that we've been watching.
yeah, not to obviously say too much about what it is, but we are planning to do some things that you wouldn't necessarily find on the
that
channel.
should work this time
Hmm.
in terms of getting stuff out. We'll hope.
Yeah,
We are also on the social film discovery platform Letterboxd.
Don't click off. Don't click off. Don't click off. Wait. Do not click off. Just hear us out, okay?
My Letterboxd is Threnv. That is THRNV, like the sin. I have my review up for Super Mario Galaxy, and it is also the single longest review I've ever posted on Letterboxd, clocking
Really
at,
is.
yeah.
clocking in at 1.2 thousand words. I put it in a word counter because after writing it, I was certain that it had to be long, and it is. So if you're interested in a takedown of the Super Mario Galaxy movie that focuses a little bit more on structure, a little bit more on prose, and is generally more well-written and less grating on the ears to listen to than my screaming, check that out.
Yeah, my letterbox plug is MJ Spiegel, all lowercase. That's MJSPIEGEL. The last review I had published on this was a review for Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas. If you're wondering why I watched Goodfellas, I'm taking an Italian American experience class at the moment, and one of the films we watched in class was Goodfellas, and I liked it so much that I reviewed it. Not to say too much about what my rating is, but if you're curious about that, you can check it out on my page.
And you can find me on Letterboxd at Invaded Films as INVADDFILMS. I am still continuing on my weird and obscure niche movies to review every episode that we do, other than just the ones that we do normally. I have my review up for The 21, a animated short that you can find on YouTube, made 3-ish years ago. It's, I think everyone should watch it for reasons that will become clear if you check out my review.
The 21 was published in 2024.
2024, yeah.
Yes. Very, very nice. Roll credits.